high school.
Wow. I can't imagine that. We're so young. I try not to concern myself with relationships yet.
Yeah, it just kind of happens to me.
What do you mean?
I'm just usually so eager after every relationship to replace the negative memory of that person with somebody else with, like,
I really loved that you just sort of left us in this melancholy place, and didn't try to force an ending onto it that didn't feel natural. I love sort of the suggestion that these are just two people who might be right for each other but aren't at the right place in their lives for one another. And I think that I mean it's really beautifully written. It's beautifully directed. It's really well acted. This is really just working for me. Um, and I do think it took a lot of courage to leave it where it is because it could very easily feel unsatisfying. But I think that what you've done is anything but that. I love the way that you kept them both kind of messy and flawed, but still likable. That's really an enormous feat that you've pulled off here, and one that I think that a lot of professional filmmakers are still struggle to pull off effectively. Um, yeah, really, really well done. I really this is the sort of quiet film that I think it's easy to sort of get lost in, but I was it was I couldn't stop watching.
If someone is wearing purple, someone's gonna die. Here arrives the purple sweater, missing. And in this case, we see death of a relationship, death of a possibility, death of who one once was. They've worked overnight, and it's alluded to the evening that they shared was something special, and they would like to continue. Gas station beers, anyone. Our lead is kind of coming to terms with the codependency that she has. She doesn't drive. It's a secret that she carries on and reveals later on. And I don't think people realize that it's a privilege to own a car, to drive a car. And these are all character building pieces. We don't fully know why she has become who she is, but I can certainly relate to this state of being where she's where she's at on this journey of hers. I empathize with her immensely. And they share a genuine moment here. Her counterpart is an example that I'd love to see be more represented on screen. He does a terrific job stepping into this role. She's a strong being, but he holds herself back from a state of happiness as if she's finally facing the void that she's been running away from this entire time. And even if this opportunity of a new beginning is shaping right before her very eyes, she chooses the time to take the suggestion to be on her own, even if all the while her counterpart has fallen for the beauty of her complexity, accepting her for who she is. It's a right guy, wrong time scenario being played with here in the storyline.
Talk about two actors with chemistry. You talk about uh, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. You talk about what's that couple from The Notebook where you're just like you want to see them win. That's these two actors, and that's the way that they're directed and the way that these two characters are written. I thought it was a cool concept also for like a romance love story style film of like the toxic ex clouding over everything and like the problems that causes for future relationships. I thought it was that's a unique area that I think that they explored really well here.
It very slowly and gently develops the kind of budding relationship between these two characters, and it very, very effectively draws you in, makes you care about the central couple, they care about like this day. It does sort of feel like it's peeling back the layers of the character, so you can understand them bit by bit and really come to care about them. And it makes them feel very real. All the awkwardness, all the yearning, all the evasiveness, those sort of tender early moments in a relationship communicated with great sort of delicacy and precision. Um, And when you kind of finally get to, the hurt that lies at the bottom, I think causes are sort of the biggest roadblock in this formation of this relationship. By that point, you feel really intimate with the characters, so you really kind of care about them, and you understand the issue from both sides, which I think is a great use of empathy. And it's all just really enhanced, I think, as well, by the film's sort of very wistful, almost kind of poetic atmosphere. It really emphasises those feelings of sort of longing and loss and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool.
There were several points where I thought that I had kind of figured out where it was headed, and then it didn't really take any of those options. So I really, really enjoyed that because it didn't make, in my head at least, what would have been the very obvious choice. So I really appreciated that. And then this kind of give and take with vulnerability and this kind of push and pull with them kind of getting her to a more and more vulnerable place, and them kind of obviously working and building the two of them up to this moment. And you do have a couple little things that are obvious kind of wrenches into that general feeling of them building to this place together. Like when she does, kind of, I don't want to say freak out, but when she does get really concerned about the sweater being one of them, and she pumped the brakes a couple of times as well. I just really liked it. I thought it was really honest. I thought it was really vulnerable. I thought the chemistry and the push and pull between the two was really, really believable.
The acting was really strong and subtle throughout. The camera work as well. I just noticed that it was so smooth, and the editing, just very smooth. It felt like I was just there watching their story for the day, watching their day unfold together. Especially in the bedroom, I just felt like, wow, these are really smooth transitions with these different shots and editing and everything. Just technically really well done. The material here was really good, the writing. It actually felt improvised a lot of the time, so I'm not sure if there was some improvisation or if it was all scripted. But just very well done throughout the whole thing. Just felt very natural, really like these people were really having these moments, which is awesome. One of the messages I felt like I was getting from this was that you're missing one moment while you're clinging to another moment from the past or what could happen in the future with somebody else, as opposed to being present with who you're with and being focused on the sweater that she lost. I think she missed out on what was right in front of her, the connection that she could have had with this guy.
The areas that they were doing their camera setups, where the locations where they chose to shoot outdoors, it was just gorgeous to look at Los Angeles in that basin and just to see it, and especially the sunrise shot that they got. I thought it was really well. The actors had some great chemistry with one another, and that's always lovely to see because it just helps draw you into the story more. Both of them were incredibly talented and so likable on film. Your actors, both of them, you just like them so much. It was a really cool story that ran the gamut of emotions. And I loved seeing where this was going. And they did a great job pacing it. So kudos to the editor too for that, in finding the shots to keep the pace of this moving along and keep you interested and keep you kind of glued to the screen.